14.5. This is it, week 5. You guys have done great. Everybody's been working hard. I hope you had an amazing open like I did myself. This is actually the first open that I've done in a long time, actually ever, that I've been able to complete every single exercise. I've had shoulder surgeries in the past where it wouldn't allow me to do it. So if you guys have been doing the open for some time, you get to understand the importance of every year getting a little better, or actually if you've fallen off because you've had a kid or a job or something else, it gives you an understanding of where you're at and what took you out in that year or an injury. Just get back on task, remember what it was, and get your focus back on, look at next year, really use the open to kind of keep your fitness moving forward, all right? So when we look at this, 14.5 for time, it's probably one of the most basic CrossFit type stuff. The most important thing here is that we're gonna go slow and steady, but yet we're not gonna use this right now. Slow and steady, but continuously working in the sense of trying to get it done. All right. So one of the big things that when we're looking at this whole workout, we want to know that we're gonna have to finish it. So meaning that we're gonna have to finish it, we got to understand that what do we got to do to accomplish this goal. So when we look at it overall, it's 168 reps. With 168 reps, you have 84 reps of each movement. Knowing that that's going to consume some time, somewhere between about 9 to about 20 minutes, maybe 40 minutes for some of you. We want to kind of start wrapping our head around that. What's that mean? So I look at this workout kind of like moving on a bike and really grinding it out, right? So I get going, I start getting some type of speed or movement up the hill. And as I start going, in the beginning it's not so bad, and then it starts actually getting worse as I'm moving up this mountain or on this hike. So when I look at this, especially for my beginners, I want to break this up as much as possible to make it through. My advanced kids or my intermediate kids, I highly recommend that you guys think about doing your 21 thrusters unbroken. Yeah, you might want to do it at 11 and 10, but you're going to be fresh. This is a fresh part of the workout. If you're going to break up anything, I feel like 18s, 15s, and maybe even the 12s are a good spot to break up, and then go 9s, 6s, and 3s unbroken. Now you can do halves from the get-go and try to turn it around at the 12, but I just think that after doing a set of 8 and 7, it's going to be hard for some of you guys to go 12 straight. I don't think after doing 6 and 6, it's going to be hard for you to go 9 straight. Now, if you do want to go sub 10 minutes, I do believe that unbroken is the only way to go, and fast. So when we look at this workout, we really want to be focused for you guys that are at a very high level. I want you guys to just go and then try to hold on. So as you go, you're going to start getting tired, and the workout's going to slow itself down just from the workload itself. And when that starts happening, just find yourself getting into that grind and staying in that same cadence. So stay in the same rhythm, don't fall off your rhythm, even though you're moving slower. When you look at these numbers, we know that the first round we're doing 42, and then we're going to, after the second one, we're at 78, 108, 132. So we know the majority of the workload is coming after the 15s. So the halfway point is the end of the 15, and it's all downhill from there. All right, well technically like in the campaign, it's all uphill from there. So you're gonna just kind of get through that. When we look at the actual rep schemes, we want to be somewhere around 20 thrusters every 30 seconds. That's gonna put about 1 minute and 15 of total thrusters, but it's gonna, with transition and stuff, it's gonna be a little bit longer. And that can break down to all the way to 5 every 30 seconds. Maybe some of you guys that are trying to get this in sub 20 minutes, you're doing 3 every 30 seconds. So it's gonna be very slow in the beginning for you beginners, but it's important that you move slow so you finish in 20 minutes and not in 40 minutes. From there, when we look at our bar facing burpee, the number is 20 burpees every 60 seconds. We know this from the 7 minutes of burpees. We know this just from the snatching and burpees. So we know that the goal is somewhere around 20 burpees every 60 seconds. It's gonna be give or take in the beginning. Do not let yourself slip to 5 burpees every 60 seconds. But you guys that are looking at about a sub 20 minutes, this is okay. I mean, look at it. If we look at that, it's 1650. If we go 5 every 30, we're somewhere around 18 to 19 minutes. So that's our sub 20 minute time, and that's moving super slow. So if you guys don't want to go for 40 minutes, I highly recommend that any beginner can pretty much start at that time and rep scheme. Lastly, when we look at this overall breakdown, it's about 105 to 150 seconds, and it keeps dropping down to where our last threes are completed in about 685 seconds to 555 seconds. And that translates to about a 740 to 1125 goal. I think that's a very accomplishable goal. I don't think it's too unrealistic. I do feel like the cutoff point for you guys that are trying to get to regionals is sub 10 minutes. I could be wrong, it's still early in the week, but I feel like it's somewhere around that sub 10 minutes, maybe 9:30. I know a lot of the kids are gonna have to redo this that we saw, but yeah, I do feel like ideally we want to be somewhere around sub 10:15 if you want to get to regionals. If you're looking to be at game standards, you want to be somewhere around that 9:30, 9-minute mark. Remember, unbroken, move fast. You intermediate kids, I want you thinking about from the get-go, halves and thirds. Your goal is sub 15 minutes. And you beginner kids is thirds or more. So starting with 3 sets of 7 or 3 sets of 5 or 4 sets of 5 and then a set of 1. So don't be shy to use up those reps. And then your goal is sub 20 minutes. So remember, have fun, enjoy the last week of the Open, and